Welcome to Dental Unscripted. Where Mike Dinzio and Paula Quinn break down the practice ownership journey, one episode at a time. Starting up, buying, and running a successful dental practice.
Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Dental Unscripted. Again, it's always Michael and Paula here. We're live in the middle of Dental Shark Bite Week. Did I say wheat? Dental Shark Bite Week. And that's Bite with B-Y-T-E because it's all about tech. And this whole week we're dropping episodes on AI and technology and how it's really changing the industry. And we thought, it's on everybody's minds how this is going to change. Our office are being impacted every single day. And so technology is literally just flying right now. And it's kind of cool to see that since COVID to today. And so we dedicated a whole entire week on that. So here we are, episode 3. And we have the pleasure of introducing to you all something that's really edgy in some ways, political in other ways, but revolutionary and can save you guys lots and lots of money. So without further ado, I'll just get right into it. So Jordan, I hope I don't butcher this, but Levidius?
Levitis.
Levitis.
Everyone says that.
Okay. Jordan Levitis with Torch. Is it Torch Dental, technically?
Yeah.
Yeah. And Jordan, why don't you just give us a little bit about the elevator speech in a few minutes about what you guys do and how you do it, and then we'll just kind of get into that with our questions. And it's very unscripted, it's a casual conversation. But first, what do you do? Tell us what you do.
Yeah. So I'm Jordan. I have been with Torch Dental for 7 years, since the start of Torch Dental. And I work on strategic partnerships. So I work with various partners in the industry and getting the word out there about Torch. What is Torch Dental? What do we do? Why is it important? How is it changing the dental world? Well, Torch Dental is an all-in-one dental supply platform, or procurement platform, but supply platform, we'll stick to that, with all of the supplies that you need in your office in one centralized location, giving practices the transparency and the efficiency they need to order dental supplies. The biggest, thing is that transparency piece. The dental supply market is very opaque, and doctors have been left in the dark for years on purchasing dental supplies and have not been given the transparency they need to get fair pricing on their dental supplies. And not only that, dental supply ordering takes their staff a lot of time, and it's a huge waste of
resources, time, all the things. It is pretty fascinating, when I think about when you step out of the dental brain and you just step back to common sense, it is pretty fascinating how dental offices order their supplies, their equipment, their all the things. And it's wait, there's a middleman and then another middleman in between that middleman. And there's how many middlemen?
A lot of middlemen.
It depends on what you're ordering. Yeah.
Yeah. It's what is happening? But then you've got these relationships and, and all of that. And I don't want to totally take this time in this episode to just totally bash our friends in the industry out there that, go into dental offices every day and provide value. But outside of that, if you're not providing value, if you're one of those territory reps that just is making your milk run and there's zero value there, and it's literally, how do I order my stuff? oh, I order it from you because this is the way. Well, of course, technology is going to take over, of course.
Right.
And we've been seeing that over the last how many years with the Amazons and some of these other groups out there where you can order stuff online at a discount. So we've already been seeing this.
Yeah.
So, but you're not those companies. You're not Amazon. You're not like a Net32 or Darby or whatever. Insert company. You're kind of all of them in one crazy website. So do you want to explain it maybe get into the weeds just a little bit on what this looks like? And that's gonna be challenging without you being able to do a demo. But like, how do you put this in simple words of how this works?
Yeah. So step one is simple words with software. Step one is creating that custom inventory dashboard for the office. So a big problem that I see in practices is staff turnover. So when the staff leaves is how do you train someone new on dental supply ordering? Well, you got to be very organized. Practices either have a binder, a Google sheet, or a Rolodex of all the different companies that they use, where they order those supplies, and possibly SKU numbers. And they call this a system. And yes, it is a system, but it's a very outdated, non-tech driven system.
Yeah.
And it's 2025.
Yeah.
So that's the first problem. And how we fix that is by creating a customized inventory platform. So maybe you order your burrs from Comet, your whitening material from Ultradent, your disposables from Henry Schein and Darby, all your other products that you're ordering in your practice, and where are those specific products from? You have a new dental assistant is going to be taking over ordering. She's never ordered a burr before and is just going, to your primary dental supplier to look for that burr. And ordering burrs are extremely hard to purchase because there's so many of them. So having that inventory dashboard in one place with the exact SKUs that match up with the exact SKUs in your office from the manufacturer that you like to use in your practice. So that's step one, is that custom inventory dashboard.
Mm-hmm.
Step two is where should these...
Of all the products that you use, you said it, but like in one place of all your stuff, like it's just, you're not substituting products yet. You're just uploading and getting everything in this software that you order consistently in one place. That's what I'm hearing. Yes, exactly.
And then you just mentioned substitutes. If you wanted to look at, other brands or, like bibs, for example, if they're 3-ply blue bibs, but they're a different brand, but they're the same quality, why not test them out if they're half the cost? So there's opportunities like that to save a lot of money. And by giving a centralized place to see all the different distributors in the industry and what they're offering and what makes the best decision for your practice. So really just using software to, instead of an emotional decision, to make the best business decision for your office.
That's perfect. So Paula, you ran an office, multiple offices, big offices, small offices, all kinds of offices. Like, just that first part that Jordan was talking about, like, is that a real thing? Like, it's a time sucker. Is it a time sucker? Is it unorganized? Is there waste? I mean,
yeah.
How do you? I mean,
there's two kinds of offices. There's the ones that run out, and then there's ones with waste. So yeah. I mean, I don't. I'm kind of being introduced to this product along with everybody else here. So
yeah,
a lot of questions, but I don't want to put Jordan on any spots.
You should.
I think where my biggest thing was I definitely went for more economical in a lot of the disposable products. And where I found the hiccup when I went on to like a net 32 was, I guess I could see my order from last time, but it wasn't always available. And then it was a lot. Yeah. I spent a lot of time. And I think what also, that's what I wanted to ask Jordan. One of the things we did in my practice was, and maybe this doesn't take the place of that, but we would have a tag, you know, with the SKU, rubber band it. And then when we got down to the last couple, that's when that tag would go somewhere where we would know to order it. Are you still using that same, maybe not that process, but a process similar like that internally? Or is there something different that you provide when I'm, you know, to put it on my ordering list, but not quite ready? Like, how do you handle that situation?
So 2 things. I think there's practices that still have that built-in system that they've created internally, like that tag system with the rubber bands, and you have a basket of SKU numbers. But then where are those SKU numbers coming from? So the crazy part of the dental world, in just, we're talking about SKU numbers here for a sec. Every dental catalog, there's the distributors and then there's the manufacturers. The distributors make their SKU numbers. The manufacturers make their SKU numbers. The same product, I'll just say, I don't know, a 3M, I don't know, Cavi wipes, whatever. We'll say Cavi wipes. Everyone sells Cavi wipes. Those are sold at 10 different companies, 10 plus different companies. Every company has a different SKU number for those Cavi wipes. Cavi wipes come in different sizes. That SKU number, we want to make sure it's universal. So the system pulls all of those SKU numbers, no matter whether the distributor put their SKU number on there, whether the manufacturer put their SKU number. The reason for all of these different SKU numbers is so that you stick with your company where that SKU number works. That's it protects the company.
That's right. It's a protection, a self-serving situation. Yeah.
Okay. That makes sense.
Exactly. So when
if I order 3M Cavi wipes and I put my SKU number in, you all know the universal number.
Right. Exactly. It doesn't matter if those Cavi wipes come from Dental City or from Henry Schein. You just want the Cavi, or from dental health products, whatever it makes sense for the practice. As long as it's an authorized dealer, it's going to ship to you overnight, and it's the lowest price on the market, and it's in stock. We don't care. We just want you to have the best experience for the lowest price of that product.
Okay. I love that you said overnight. And is that always true? Because I hear, you know, and again, not taking away from reps, but I hear some people will say, well, I want to go with like a company because if I run out of something, my rep can get that to me quickly, but yours is overnight.
So it will show you the shipping speed, but our software, the way our algorithm works in terms of fulfillment is it takes those 4 things into consideration: shipping speed, price, availability, shipping price. So those 4. And it makes the decision. So sometimes it will say there's a better price available, but the shipping speed is 3+ days. If let's just say it's a regional West Coast dental distributor that's we only work with authorized distributors, but let's just pretend a West Coast distributor has the Cavi wipes on sale for $2 a can. Never seen them $2 a can, but hypothetically. And a New York practice is like, whoa, I want those $2 a can. But obviously it's not going to come overnight if that regional distributor is based in California to New York, but they're like, hey, I can wait. I'm going to order 20 cans. I want that deal. They have the transparency and the control on the product to make that decision. But when they go to their cart, it's going to have like a green banner that says, like, wait and save. Yeah. So they can make those decisions. So again, our software is how can we give the practice the best user experience? And it's based on all 4 of those. That's our algorithm. It's based on those 4 things: is shipping speed, shipping price, product availability, and overall price. So we want to make sure that they're saving money and they're getting their products fast.
So let's back up. Jordan and Torch isn't selling the Cavi wipes. What Jordan and Torch Dental is doing, and I love these questions, Paula, because the audience is thinking the same stuff, and we can't show a demo today. But Henry Schein, Patterson, Burkhart, Benco, Amazon, Darby, Net32, all of them loaded into the software and let the best man win. That's what we're doing. You can still order from your rep right down the street and load their prices into it. No problem. Keep doing that all day long. But what Jordan software is going to do, and maybe I'm stealing your thunder, and maybe I'm saying it wrong, Jordan, so please correct me. But all they're doing is showing you what you're buying and what you could buy. And guess what?
Absolutely.
You're going to save some money if you actually knew what else is out there. let's just put it out that way.
Well,
go ahead.
That's the problem for years is there's been no price transparency. I can when I first started at Torch, me and the founders were going door to door in New York City. I've been to probably every single dental office in Manhattan by foot. And the crazy part was in New York City, there's buildings with hundreds of dental offices in the same building. And they're all paying different prices for the same items because they would, at the time we were even still doing market research and we were taking a look at their invoices. Two practices their doors are next to each other. They're ordering the same things, but their invoices have different prices on it. And it just came down to
same reps too, probably.
Probably
somebody complained and they got a lower price, and the other person didn't complain.
100%, exactly, 100%. And it really comes down to how much time do you have to nickel and dime or negotiate, and no doctors do. They're running a dental office,
and they're usually put it in the hands of, quite frankly, the dental assistant, and
right.
They're the same, they don't have time, and they're just, this is what the price is. They don't even know, like,
right.
Hey,
that's right.
A lot of money,
Well,
yeah.
And also, that good looking dental rep that's 6'4" and played for Baylor University walks in, and I'm sorry, but the dental assistants have a great relationship with somebody. They're at the dental trade show with them because they bought them a drink or whatever. And that's why she buys from hunky Baylor University. I mean, that is literally the world we live in, unless the dentist really gets involved and starts digging into this. It really is a business of let's not have pricing transparency. And and look, like, there's been a lot of companies that have come out with some great programs. It's like, hey, if you go loyal with us, we'll guarantee that you'll be at whatever percent. And those are some really great programs. But why are those programs exist? Because dentists know there's other prices out there. And the thing that's amazing is that you guys have figured out a way somehow, and maybe you should talk about that. How did you do this? You have figured out how to patch all of this into one software, and it reads all the stuff you're ordering, and it shows you all the options you have in the World Wide Web.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, let's talk about that. How are we able to do this? Well, two ways. So one is volume and regional players. Regional players are able to give us a lot lower pricing with the volume that we're able to give to these regional players. The second thing is tech. So what's the number one expense in a dental office? Staff. Mm-hmm. And what's the number one expense in these distributors? Staff. And how do you use tech to replace staff? And that's where tech in the future is. I know you mentioned that.
Let's back up, Jordan. It's to allow the people, the team to do other things.
Correct.
Experience,
productivity,
rather than when a patient cancels, rather than going and doing all your supply ordering, you can actually make some phone calls and get some.
100%.
We talk about this. The front office people, and also the dental assistants, when they go and retreat and back to that back room, and you lose them for an hour. What in the hell are you? What are you guys doing? Oh, you're tracing claims. You're ordering Cavi wipes.
They're going through the supplies, stocking the room.
Yeah, what are you doing? So, like, if we could replace those hours with actual productive activities, and then you're going to see some real stuff. But sorry, Jordan, go ahead. So
the software is not going to get rid of someone's job. It's not going to reduce an entire person's job. But I've heard stories from doctors and from the staff saying, I had dedicated 10 hours a week to do dental supply ordering. 10 hours a week to do dental supply ordering? Are you nuts? What are you doing?
She or he's probably trying to do what your software was doing manually, going to this site, shopping here, like that's why it could maybe take 10 hours.
Right. And the same thing with how we're able to get the prices lower is by replacing tech with the distributors, replacing tech with the manufacturers, and bringing those savings right back to the practice.
So essentially, if the client is ordering through Torch and they don't have a relationship with their Patterson rep, you're just ordering from Patterson directly without a rep, essentially, and that cost is baked into those supplies. Essentially, that rep. Is that what I'm hearing you say?
Well, think about it like there's no longer a rep that needs to make a 20 to 30% commission check on all of your dental supply ordering throughout the year.
Right. Yeah, and then that gets rolled back to the doctor. And
your staff is now not wasting 10 hours a week searching 10 tabs for the best price of Cavi wipes and where they're available and how can they get them as quick as possible.
Yeah. I mean, again, it's crazy it's just crazy when you think about this is our world of ordering stuff. Like it's very old school. So going back to that 4-piece algorithm, again, hard to explain without a demo, but so I have my cart loaded, I'm ordering a lot of groceries these days for the kiddos, and I got the carts and I'm on Amazon, and it's kind of funny because just yesterday.
Oh, don't you wish Amazon would do that? Oh, can get that. You can
yes. Get that that's kind of what I was saying is like, even Amazon doesn't do it, but they're trying. It's like, okay, I want this particular milk. And so they went to Amazon Fresh instead of Whole Foods. And what they did was they created 2 carts, one to check out with Whole Foods and one to check out with Fresh. And it was just like really difficult to do that. But essentially it's like a platform where everybody sells this one milk and choose it and whatever. So they're almost there, but I've seen the demo, Jordan, when I choose all my supplies and I get to that checkout, help people visualize. Help people visualize the decision-making process that your program does. Yeah.
Well, it depends on the brands and the manufacturers. Take that into consideration too, but let's just pretend you're placing an order for 20 items. Those items consist of some disposables, that your opalescents from Ultradent on that list, your burrs from Comet are on that list, your impression material and your Reliax and gloves and everything. There's 20 items in your cart. And those brands consist of some house brand products that you love from Safco and Dental City. Then there's some brands like DMG, 3M, and Dentsply. And again, like I mentioned, there's Opalescence, which is an Ultradent brand, and some Comet burrs. So when I go to my cart, where are those Comet burrs coming from? They're only shipping from Comet. So you'll see a section on there that says Comet, and those 5 burrs that you added are shipping directly from Comet. And you got to
manufacturer, not
manufacturer.
Supplier. Yeah.
Correct. And you're getting a really great Torch discount because we bring them volume.
Yeah.
Yep. And you're not dealing with their billing team, their customer service team, their sales rep. It's good. That order is getting it's being sent directly to the warehouse.
Yep.
Then like I mentioned, you put in some disposables from Dental City that you love, that it's Dental City house brand. You didn't pick Crosstex, which is a brand that, they sell everywhere. Those are going to fulfill with Dental City because you chose a Dental City house brand products. There's always a section on there too that says view substitutes if you wanted to move something to a generic, like not a generic brand, a name brand like Crosstex or TD or Richmond. Those are all premium name brand disposable brands, but you decided to go with the Dental City brand because it was the cheapest and their cups.
Guys,
Right.
for the West Coasters, that could be Benco house brand. Let's just say
Yeah,
Benco.
Benco house brand.
Benco
Sure.
house brand. Yeah, Dental City's the East Coast. I think it's an East Coast company, but
It's actually based in Wisconsin. It's Midwest.
Okay.
But I think they might have warehouses. I don't know. Anyways, I'll use it.
But you can choose specific items per your dealer if they have a house brand that you like, or what I heard you say is, I'm buying a Benco house brand, whatever, but I could look at some substitutes to look at Shine's house brand or Patterson's house brand or whatever. You can look at other, if you wanted.
If you wanted, it'll say view substitute, or you're buying the expensive Richmond cotton rolls and it'll say view substitute, and it'll show you house brands are just generic brands. The generic version of those cotton rolls that are a quarter of the price. I'll give you those options. Then, so let's just pretend I'm based on the West Coast. My order is fulfilling with Pure Life and DHP and Henry Schein, and it's going to consolidate the order as much as possible based on the best price overall. Best price overall, shipping speed. So it's gonna prioritize 1 to 2 day shipping speeds over a 3+ day shipping speed. Anything that's and that's based on your location, of course. Availability. So if something's on back order, no one wants to wait for those products. So we're not going to fulfill it if an item is on back order. And then shipping price. So
which is always the fun one. Like you beat the crap out of the margin of the product, and then they slip in the old shipping cost that's way more than everybody else's, which ended up offsetting the great price that you're getting. So you're looking at that shipping price.
Exactly. And we've negotiated really low shipping rates. So usually it's like $50.
Michael's just doing stuff and needing it here yesterday.
So
he pays extra shipping.
Yeah. Right. Absolutely.
Those add up. So and we could talk about the analytics that we share with practices too. But so that's how it's going to optimize your order. And then, like I mentioned, Ultranet Opalescence, that's going to ship directly by itself too. So you may have 2 to 3, 4 different distributors, manufacturers, where the order is shipping from, but it was always going to ship from multiple anyways, because you had your Comet burrs and your Ultranet whitening material. But when it comes to the distributors, I like to explain the distributors are like shopping at Walgreens, Target, or CVS. If I'm looking for Advil, I don't care if it's from Target or Walgreens, I want Advil. Or I'm really picky with paper towels. For my house, I only buy Bounty paper towels. I don't care where the Bounty paper towels come from, whether it's Walgreens, CVS, Target, Costco, but I want Bounty. And that's how doctors need to think about it too, is like, I need my 3M Reliax. Why does it matter if it comes from DHP or Pure Life? I'm getting my 3M Reliax from an authorized distributor.
So what is authorized to you guys?
Authorized distributor means that 3M, Dentsply are directly selling their products through that distributor, meaning the lot number is tracked. This is really important for the dental world. It backs the doctor. So what this means is, God forbid a patient has an allergic reaction to a product, the manufacturer will back the doctor. If they purchase it from an unauthorized dental supplier, 3M will say, you didn't buy that from an authorized dental supplier, we're not going to back you. So we vet out the
question on that. I've been, this is on the top of my head and I'm going to lose it. I've tried to ask it like 4 times.
Go ahead.
The product. So it's interesting that you say that. And since Net 32 is not,
authorized.
I guess that's why I was going to ask that question. So many people will say, you can buy disposables off there, but I wouldn't buy your Reliax off there. I wouldn't buy your composite off there.
Right.
And this is why, because it may be okay, but people have said, it could be sitting in a distribution warehouse a little too long. It could be not under the right conditions. So
Right.
what I'm hearing you say is something like Net 32, if something went wrong, you might not have the backing of Opal Essence or 3M. So
Right.
Okay.
Exactly.
And I've heard it in a more dumb way, more dummied down way, and that is anything that goes in somebody's mouth, you might not want to order from X company. And
well, it all goes in our mouths.
okay, got it.
Saliva. Well, maybe not the patient napkin. Sometimes it goes there, but I just heard all disposables. Anything is disposable. If it's kind of going in. So, but you're saying you're different because you are.
We're vetting out those authorized. Okay. We don't even fulfill disposables with unauthorized suppliers. Just we don't even get into that. But I'm sure ordering disposables is fine. I mean, I'm sure people order cups and gloves from Amazon. But we'll find you just as good of deals. So
I love that. I love that because that's always been my hesitation when, some of these are really trying to cut costs. It's kind of like, well, you can do that 32, but just be careful what you order, So it's great that you have that alternative. So awesome. Yeah. Okay.
What is the link back to AI? Is there any AI built in, and how do you guys utilize that? I mean, you guys have created this incredible software that really just grabs everything, puts it all in one spot, lets you shop it. You just save money from there, right? So it's super easy.
Yeah.
Is there an AI component? I think you did tell me there was. Yeah.
So we have a lot of features coming out in the next few months. I'm going to bite my tongue on some of those because I'm really excited. They're not out yet, but even things like you're checking out and Torch understands how frequently you're buying gloves, and you're about to check out and it'll say, hey, did you forget something? How many times Paula has a practice placed an order and an hour later the hygienist runs in and goes, hey, I forgot this. Can you add this to the order? Yes. And then you have to pay shipping on that item. And there's $20 you just wasted.
Yeah, 100%.
All the time. Yeah.
So understanding how often you're placing items, when you're buying those items, and then it'll also start to understand, so that inventory dashboard, it will move items around based on what Torch thinks you're going to be purchasing next. If Torch is like, hey, they haven't ordered bibs in 6 months, I really think they need bibs, it's going to move to the top of that inventory dashboard to remind the practice you're running out of bibs. And before you place that order, it's going to remind you, hey, did you forget these before you check out? So those are some of the AI features that are currently there, and then a lot more are coming.
Okay. We had this episode. Sounds like a couple months too soon, but that's really cool.
I know some things are running through my head, but I don't want to blow it on.
Don't blow it.
Organization.
Oh.
You're probably going there eventually.
Well,
she's like Cold Stone. She's like,
no, yeah.
Well, I think in general, like AI in general is just going to help the efficiency of practices, and that's the ultimate goal. Is like how can a dental office be as productive as possible to create the most production?
Yeah, and patient experience. Yeah,
in patient experience, exactly.
Yeah, and so that's the question, and that might be your answer as we kind of close this bad boy down is, and it doesn't have to be a Torch thing. This is just your perception, how you're seeing things. But you talk to a lot of doctors, you involved a lot of offices, and our tech, as I said in the beginning, is changing super rapidly. I would have to imagine this is probably the way the Industrial Revolution felt back in the day but only tech now, which is super cool, right? So how do you see in the next 2 years, what do you see that our clients are really going to, it's probably going to impact them in a real way in the next 2 years with tech or AI?
I think just in general with tech and AI, if you're not adopting it into your office, you're going to be left in the dark. Margins are being squeezed, and tech is able to help you see more of those margins and be more productive and more efficient and produce more. And it's not only in dental, it is in every industry out there. Even my day-to-day, the tools that I'm using to help me get the work done of a person and a half in, an 8-hour, 9-hour day, you have to be using tech. If you're not using tech, you still have paper charts and doing things manually.
Yeah.
I think that the heaviest lifting that people realize is sometimes tech there's a learning curve, or there's, an adjustment period. But once you've overcome that learning curve or adjustment period of tech, you will realize how much tech and AI can improve your systems.
Yeah.
And, as consultants, I'm sure you guys, systems are key to in order to, build a repeatable process, you have to have systems in place. And growing your office, whether expanding or, putting more patients in the chair, you need to have solid systems in place, and tech is going to help you get there. So again, think about this in dental, think about this in your, any kind of business that you're running.
Well said. I think, it is funny how, us as consultants and trying to get changes to happen in the office is very difficult.
Yeah.
And it's really interesting to think about how technology is moving so fast. And I think about some of the basic stuff we're trying to get these dental offices to change for the better. Not so much tech. It might not even be a tech thing. It might just be, hey, stop sending postcards out and do reminders or whatever, call or text.
I love the text message reminders. I love the text message reminders. I book out my appointment 6 months ago. How do I know when my appointment is? The text reminders are so good. But
that's the thing, is it's so obvious. But to get the dental offices to do some things is very challenging. So it's just really interesting as tech moves so fast, and we're trying to, consultants, and even you, Jordan, as a consultant in your own way, trying to get them to take advantage of something that's right in front of them is difficult. But you're right. It's going to take a lot to move the needle and getting some of these antiquated offices to move. And it'll be interesting to see what happens if they don't. Yeah.
And I will say supplies is actually one of the lowest hanging fruit to adopt. And no one wants to do it. Yeah. Every time I speak to a doctor, it's like, oh, it's a low percentage. I don't need to like a low percentage of, in my collection, it's my, in the P&L. And it's actually the easiest thing to switch. If you could save 1 to 3% of collections on your overhead expenses, why would you not? It's the lowest hanging fruit, and it's not changing your practice management software. That's some heavy lifting. Yeah. Changing your supplies is so easy to do.
It is. It really is. Well, on that note, Jordan, thanks so much. We're going to actually have a link below. There are some benefits of going, quote unquote, through the program, through Next Level, that Jordan can offer through Torch. So check that out, schedule a demo, let them know that you're a listener of Dental Unscripted and maybe a customer of Next Level. You might get something that other people don't. And Jordan, thanks so much for your knowledge and doing what you do. And with that being said, I guess we'll be signing off. Thanks so much for your time.
Thank you, Jordan. Thank
you. Yeah, you're welcome. Talk to you guys later.
Thanks, Paula. Bye, Michael. Bye.
Thanks for listening. Let us know how you like the show. Rate us on Apple and Spotify. Subscribe and follow for more.